All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Baharakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in this truth. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwathim, who listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Pathak Amath, GMS Dallas. Just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. And I'm going to simply entitle this one, Two-thirds of the nation of Israel. Two-thirds of the nation of Israel is playing games, and the Lord ain't playing. And a lot of these women are playing games, that which they inspired this lesson, man. You know what I'm saying? It's inspired by, these women are tripping, man. Of course, the whole nation is tripping. Jake is tripping, but the men as well. But yeah, these women are bugged out, man. You know what I'm saying? And they playing, man, but the Lord ain't. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna get into a few scriptures, just to make that point, man. You know what I'm saying? To rectify that point. Jake out here playing, but the Lord ain't. And they gonna get caught slipping. And the Lord tells you out of his own mouth, man. Let's get it real quick. This is Zechariah chapter 13 in verse 8. And it reads, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua, two parts therein shall be cut off and die." Deleted, man. You know what I'm saying? It says all the land. It's talking about right here in America, man. Two parts, because this is primarily where the majority of the nation of Israel is right now, man. Here in the Americas, man. Of course, we're scattered throughout the four corners, but the majority of them, the bulk of them, is here in America, man. That's why it says in all the land, man. The mass majority of them is here, right here in America. That's all the land. It says two parts therein shall be cut off and die. Yeah, they're gonna be deleted, Yeah, but the third shall be left therein, and the third represents the elect in these times, man. Lord, we're not gonna be a part of the elect. That's what we're striving to be, a part of the elect. And it says in verse 9, it says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is my power." So, the Lord is going to bring the elect through the fire, which that's those the different trials and tribulations, the things we go through, in this walk, man. That straight gate, that path of difficulty, And it says he's going to refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. When you read in Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter, it goes into that, man. You know what I'm saying? Those different things. You come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Those different things you're going to go through. You know what I'm saying? When you're brought to a lower state, you know what I'm saying? All those different things that the Lord is going to put you through, Yeah. Get, to bringing you to those men that have been put through that furnace of affliction. Those I'm trying to remember how you know what? I don't want to even mess it up. Let's go and get it real quick. Let's get it real quick. And it's Sirach 2 and 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, which is your mind, your lab in Hebrew, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble." Just chill out, calm down, understand it's the Lord working, and chill, man. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Which is what we're all trying to do. We're trying to be increased we're at the end of this bad boy, so we're just trying to get to the point of those increases, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, so we're cleaving unto him. Unto who? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So the Lord is letting you know he's gonna put you through things. That's why he said that in the first verse. When you come to serve him, prepare thy soul for temptation, man. You know, so you're gonna go through things, man. So, but here's the point, verse 5: for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You know what I'm saying? So those acceptable men, that's the point. That's the part I was trying to remember. The type of men, those acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, man. You know what I'm saying? Which literally means misfortune, man. When you go into that word, you know, when you get that word, man. You know, so you're gonna go through misfortunes, ups and downs. Things are gonna happen to you, but those are those men, those acceptable men, being put through the furnace of affliction, you know, to purge out those the dross and all those impurities, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back. Damn, man, she's taking long as hell. The hell? So when you read Zechariah 13:9 again, it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. There it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Those acceptable men, you know, in the furnace of adversity, you know, those trying times that they're going to go through. You know, those are the ones that's going to call on the name of the Lord. And the Lord said he's going to hear them, you know, and he will say, this is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Shem is my power. So, you know, but the verse 8 is the key point in this where he's gonna, two parts is gonna be cut off and die, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Jake out here playing games and the Lord ain't playing, man. And they're gonna find that out the hard way. So let's keep it going. I don't want to make this too long. You know, my phone moving slow. You know, so let's go to Second Esdras. Is it Second Esdras? Yeah, Second Esdras, the 9th chapter, and we're gonna jump down to verse 22, because here's the thing right here, man. You know, this is Second Esdras 9:22. It says, "Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain." So the majority of the nation of Israel was born in vain, man. You know what I'm saying? They have no purpose. You know what I'm saying? No true purpose. You know. And they were born in vain. The Lord is going to delete them, man. We just read it. In Zechariah 13:8, it says, and let my grape be kept, which the grape represents the elect of the nation of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negro descent. You know, it says, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So the elect is perfect in the eyes of the Lord. 2/3 is the opposite. And that's why he's going to take them out, man. That they were born in vain, man. You know, basically they're brute beasts. As a matter of fact, let's grab that. You know what I'm saying? What's that? 2 Peter 3? No, 2 Peter 2, my bad. This 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 12. This is 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, and verse 12, and it reads, but these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, because they were born in vain, man. That's part of the multitude that's born in vain, man. It says, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Now, when you read this in the NLT, it's primarily talking to the teachers, but it's not only talking to them, man. That multitude is full of just you know, reprobates, period, of the nation, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not just to the teachers, man. It's talking to the students too. Those who listen and learn from these reprobates, you know, these teachers that's misleading these people. And then those that just can't get it, man. You know, that the Lord just not dealing with. You know, they're all natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, man. You know, so your whole purpose was being created was to be destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? That multitude that was born in vain, man. 2 Esdras, the 9th chapter, and verse 22. You know, because of your own corruptions, you're going to utterly perish, man. You know, you don't understand certain things. You know what I'm saying? You might buck up against it, talk trash or whatever. You know, the Lord ain't dealing with it, man. So you're going to perish, man. He got to take you out. You know, there's no place for you, you know. So, hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's grab one more, man. You know. deal with these women for a sec, man. This is Micah chapter 7. And we're going to jump down to verse 10. Micah 7:10, and it reads, Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street. As a matter of fact, I think I want to read that one in the NLT for sure. Let's read this in the NLT. Salakia, man. Look at it. Boy, boy, boy. Let's get this in the NLT real quick. This is Micah chapter 7 and verse 10 in the NLT. And it reads, Then my enemies will see that the Lord is on my side. Yeah, his men, man. He's with his men, man. You know, so those women, those enemies are going to see it. They will be ashamed that they taunted me, saying, So where is the Lord, that God of yours? Keep that energy. It says, With my own eyes I will see their downfall. You know, because the majority of these women who've attached themselves to this current kingdom, this beast system, these Edomites, are going to have a downfall just like him. They're going to fall with his ass, man. It says, where am I at? It says, they will be trampled like mud in the streets. So you're about to get trampled like mud, you know, like mud in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Those brute beasts made to be destroyed, the part of the multitude born in vain, man. Which again, Zechariah 13:8, they got to be cut off and deleted, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is not playing games, but these people are playing games. So keep playing, keep that energy, and we're gonna see how that works out, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, yeah. So I just want to do a little quick hit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's needed, man. You know, and I've watched videos, you know, from Elder Manatazadbat down in South Carolina, GMS South Carolina, 08. And he does a whole lot of videos going into these reprobate jakes, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women that don't have no understanding. You know, I used to be a Hebrew Israelite and all that crap, man. You know what I'm saying? And just those in general that's talking crap, man. You know, whether they understand or not. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a price to pay, man. You know what I'm saying? Every idle word, man. These things are going to have to be paid for, accounted for. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though. So, yeah, I just want to do a little quick hit. Hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahar Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shaw, Dawadat, Shalom.